is destroying the people of Guarma. This town, Arthur, is his town. He bought it just to destroy these folks. His sugar, his
Elderly high.
oil, his law.
You know,
These are wrong.
Not bad, are
You
you?
can't, right, Dutch?
not bad.
We're
Just
wanted
watch
men.
another series.
So why did you go for John
You got a problem.
against my wishes? I didn't
Shut
want
up.
him hanged.
Enjoy.
Neither did I.
We're gonna cut a deal, Arthur.
Apparently had more boobs in it than I thought, though.
We want and Cornwall wants us to stop
It's a
robbing
bit
him, and
confusing.
we all know
Right.
his money
Good
is what's
series,
keeping the Pinkertons on our tail. He's America,
What you
Arthur,
peeps up to?
and I want out, and he
Mark's done for a
he
seat.
won't let us go.
He's about to
So they
embark
got a lot of
on
sense, Dutch.
WrestleMania
It
weekend,
will,
which
son. It will.
he's,
So he's wrecked.
Deal.
he's purchased 7 grams of coke to see him through the whole lot.
So
Which
he's
is...
wrecked.
No, he's alright at the moment. He's not started. But he's got Grand National tomorrow, and that's when it begins after the Grand National, so obviously
Cornwall's
he's got to see through. WrestleMania is on Saturday evening and Sunday evening, so he's got to be awake through the whole period.
So in other words, avoid Mark for a few days.
I think Mark will be avoiding us all for a few days.
Will you get out of sight?
I think he'll be on his deathbed after last time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you have a good walk?
That was good, very good. Went to Farmy Beach.
Was
Weather-
it alright down there?
It was scorching. Dave had a new harness, and it was the first time he went on sand, so obviously he had a whale of a time.
Not too busy.
I want to thank you
No,
for
it
your
was empty.
hospitality, Mr. Cornwall.
Oh, that's really good.
Business meeting, Mr. Milton. We are not friends. I have spent a considerable fortune with your agency, and still nothing. This Vanderlyn robs me and laughs at me. I asked for the best. I paid for the best.
We are very close, Mr. Cornwall. I know you've heard this before.
Chance, sir, send a telegram to Goldberg in New York. Tell him I won't borrow it more than 3.2%. Sorry, no, I have heard it before.
think
And
I'm going
get
round
that
to,
army man to pay his portage charge.
Yes, sir. We are doing all we can within the confines of the law.
The
Dad's
law?
message saying,
I think we
now that we
both
can meet
know-
up, do you want to come round? Yeah, sure.
Hmm?
I had no problem. I'd have come round and come in your house.
What you
couple
can
months
do
ago.
with your
Yeah.
law. Find me Dutch
bother me. I don't give a
Vanderlyn.
shit.
Bring him here.
Fucking
And leave the
everybody's in
laws
that
to
route.
them as need them. Good day, sir.
You're just
Wrong,
not coming
Mr.
in
Ross.
work.
We have work to do.
Mr. Dinsbury. Mr.
Well, to be
Cornwall.
honest,
Listen up, Didsbury.
with the people
What's all this about strikes? I
coming into
bought
the house,
into
it's
this
not like I'm
mine
downstairs
because
with
of
them.
Yeah.
And in
Which-
work, I'm still coming into work. The main reason I'm not coming into work at the minute is the traffic and the fact that, to be honest, I kind of don't want to be having to wake up at 6:30 to get into, 20 past 6 to get into work for
8.
20 to 8,
Yeah.
when I can wake up at literally 20 to 8.
Well, we've
And I
started.
still start work earlier.
We've started with lateral flow tests, taking them on a bi-weekly basis.
Hmm.
So this is our first week. We took one on Tuesday and took one to this morning. Obviously both false, but we're going to start doing that moving forward. To put, obviously until we get in before we get our jabs,
Yeah.
just to put our
Well,
own
we'll
mind at
still
ease.
potentially get the AstraZeneca ones. But then again, what's that blood clot rate? What is it, like 1 in 33 million or something?
Well, I'll
Yeah.
mismanagement.
I'm gonna get
Sorry,
the
Mark.
I'm gonna get the AstraZeneca one. I don't give a shit. Look, honestly,
give a shit either.
in the grand
The
scheme
funny
of
thing
things,
is we won't give it to people under 30. It's like,
Yeah.
great, we're just 30, which means that
So-
we're still able to get it. But
I
to be
either
honest, I
want
trust that more than the Pfizer one.
well, I either want the Pfizer one or the AstraZeneca one. I definitely want I don't want the Johnson and Johnson, which is 66%, and I don't want the Moderna, which is 78%.
I
I'd
thought
rather
the
have.
Moderna's meant to be stronger than the other ones. Plus, it's
I don't think
resistant to
Moderna
the
is.
new variants.
I don't think so. The Moderna was.
From what I read, I think it's about the same as the AstraZeneca, maybe 1% or 2 lower, but
Right.
it's also resistant to the South African variant, which is the next big variant that's going round.
All I give a shit for is the thing gonna in the grand scheme of things,
Tend to make it
is
a
it going to protect
success
me
no matter
from
what the cost.
coronavirus?
It's the wages.
I want that as
Feel
high a
that you
percentage as possible.
Feel?
I'll take
Business
that one.
doesn't give
I don't give a
two
shit.
figs
I'll
about
take the risk.
feelings, sir, not two figs. It's a nonsense that will bring a plague on both our houses,
Yeah.
sir.
Perhaps there is a plague
Well, they're
on
saying
your
it's like
house
1 in a
already,
million,
Mr.
isn't it?
Cornwall.
What
Or
do
1
you
in
want,
2 or
sir?
3 million.
I'm not
Stupidly
quite
low risk,
sure
I will
just yet.
Your impudence will be your undoing, sir.
I'm undone
They actually
already.
said
Even my
it's
best
about the
friend here, he
same
thinks
as the
I'm
standard
crazy.
rate of blood
And
clots
like
in
this
normal
poor
people, so it's
fella
like that's
you
why
were
they didn't
talking
even
to.
pick it up because it
My
was the
feelings
same.
are hurt.
It's
You
like
robbed me, sir.
so
You
it
robbed
does
him. Funny
nothing.
world.
You show a criminal's grasp of sophistry, sir. I
Yes,
did
I'd
no
rather
such
have that
thing.
than the risk
You
of
kill.
long COVID.
I kill. You rob. I rob. Only
Not
difference
that
I
I
can see
exactly have
is I
the best
choose
taste buds or sense of smell,
whom
but I
I
don't particularly
kill
want to lose
and
either
rob,
of them.
and you
And bloody hell,
destroy
if I can barely
everything in
even
your
run
path.
50 meters
I
now,
heard just
imagine me
about
after
enough.
long
I'll tell
COVID,
you
I wouldn't
what,
even be able to
you
move.
give me this ship,
fucking wheels around.
$10,000 and safe passage out of here, I'll let you live.
No, you went on a run. I still remember when you went on the run, and you were
I
nearly
did
dying,
no
but you went on the
such
run.
thing.
Literally, I get out of breath going up the
You
stairs.
sure? Good. I prefer it this way.
I didn't even used to make it. On the run. I gave up about halfway round. Yeah, Chris, when my dad messaged you, oh yeah, check the website, Sunday's a better day. That's alright with you. You can bring your new girlfriend with you. And it's like, Sunday's fine. New girlfriend? What you're oh. He went, you never know. It's, in 2 days, I very much doubt you get a girlfriend.
In two, well, yeah, I'm not going to say that.
In 2
yeah.
years, I only got one, and I got rid of her.
Yes, you polluted the relationship. Almost purposely, I'd argue. Oh shit, I'm into the river.
What, between me and Matt?
I'd say, I think you caused the rift between you and...
Between me and her, it was more the point of she wasn't right. She wasn't the right one. We were too different. I could have kept on trying and trying and trying. And I could have kept the relationship going. But it's one of them, it's kind of, you need to know, because all that would have happened is I'd have ended up hating her. I still care about her a lot, and I still want to be a friend, but I don't want to be a partner. And it's one of them, it's better to end it when you're still able to be good friends, rather than let it sour to the point where you detest the person, I think.
So, you're a hopeless romantic, and
Yep.
you're incredibly pickable, but fair enough.
Come on, this way, up the stairs.
I am incredibly picky.
Arthur, come on.
There's only one person who ever passed that test.
Get a move on, Arthur.
Yes, well...
Look where that got me.
Arthur.
Yeah, I still get texts from Lauren every now and then. Or if she's feeling down, I'll send a message saying, you okay? Seeing you post on Facebook, you seem extra depressed.
This is the only way. You'll see.
I'm doing a reaction video with Santa. Do I?
Got a family
What
that
was
do
that
that.
episode?
There's more of them.
What was that how? Episode of how Genius died. What did he say about his wife? It's because I'm always drunk because when my IQ is at its fullest, the difference between my IQ and hers is the same between a normal person and a gibbon. It's like a normal person dating a gibbon.
I hope you're not trying to compare yourself to the genius guy.
No, but Lauren was extra.
Well, okay, fair enough.
More up top here. Gun them down, and let's get
I
the
need to
hell out
make
of this place.
F6 to avoid panic.
But you don't give a shit for Hannah. So, stop putting your effort into Hannah. If you don't
I'm
fucking
not
like
putting the
her,
effort
you're a
into
villain.
avoiding Hannah.
Yeah, alright. Good.
Hey, she's like me.
Yeah, alright.
Chris knows who I've got my eye on.
Yeah, I know, but I don't think Lauren appreciates the same. I think it's evident. It's evident that she doesn't. Well, no, it's not. It's just realistic.
Well,
You can't be really.
He put his, you know, he
I felt a lot of guilt in this life, Arthur.
he grew some balls and actually approached her and didn't know anything back.
I didn't. Fucking Ruth did. Told her that.
All right, let's head for the hills, boys.
She was wondering why. Creeping the fuck out. Like, whoa!
Oh, I got a date for me meeting with Jed.
Oh, did you?
I did, yeah. Week Monday.
Ooh.
So,
Fingers crossed. I'd cross my toes, but yeah, that'd probably do more damage than good.
yeah, knowing your fucking anatomy.
This ain't work. I've only got one good working muscle.
All right, let's head for the
Yeah.
hills, boys.
Oh, it was a joke with the other guy. I was just having a banter with one of the other guys, and he just he came out like that. The guy was on the floor near me, laughing his ass off. There's only like 4 of us in there at the time, and they were all just laughing. It's like, for fuck's sake, Phil, you meant to be the quiet one.
All right, let's head for the hills, boys. They're trying to block us off. Go right.
Where is it? Adamson,
No, in the Busby Street at Adamson. Him and Paul Gilmore. Shelley.
just them two are,
No, it's just them two. No, Chris has been told to stay back.
let you do it on your own.
Yep.
Gives you a chance to prove.
Well, I've done
Not
that
you've not
now.
already proven, but it gives
Yeah.
you the extra chance to go that extra mile. And it's kind of like,
They're trying to cut us off again.
kind of one end, it's kind of thrown you in, isn't it? Because you've done a lot on your own, but Chris has kind of been there for the help.
Well, yeah.
You're being shoved on that to see if you can do it all on your own.
Well, Chris, rather sort of weirdly, Chris said, well, yeah, Chris, this is what I'm on. This is how much I earn.
Bloody hell, that's not normal for a director.
Well, no, but he said, this is how much I earn when you go in the room. Now you know what you should be commanding. He said, don't take any less. Just go in there and state your claim. You know, they've put out targets. You've met the targets and exceeded the targets in some cases. You're the right man for the job. There's no question they can't ask. You can't answer. So just answer every question, and they will, it'll be a grilling, it'll be a 2-hour interview effectively. Go in there and just answer every question they throw at you, and say, look, I know X earns this, and be very clear. You know how much the director earns in the organisation, and you want to be on the same
Maybe
wave.
go straight in with, I've been told what these people earn.
No.
Or these people have told me what they earn. Maybe go in, I know you'll just go in normally with a figure and then we try and shoot you down. Well, I know
Yeah, there's a bit of bartering involved, but we'll see how we go.
Sure. As long as you don't have to be able to act, I don't want to lose it.
That's the bogey. I have no idea with that. That's the one thing I have no clue about. I don't
I guess it
think.
wouldn't be as bad to
And
them to say yes to you staying at our place.
In the current climate, In the current climate, it's fine.
Yeah.
Beyond this, I'm beyond, COVID. Not sure.
Because I'd say if it was one of the other offices where they're further
all
away,
okay?
then yes,
Interesting social
should be
call. No, don't play dumb and
there
superior at the
Yeah.
because
same
you're
time,
closer,
Morgan.
but you're not
We all
exactly a
knew
million miles
sooner or
away.
later
You're
Cornwall
what, 10
Well,
minute
had
drive?
to go.
If
My
that.
See them
my
papers?
argument will
It's
be,
more
if you
attention
need
we
me in a
don't
meeting,
need. Feels
I
like
will
the
be in the
whole
meeting
world's
because I
closing
am
in
10
on
minutes
us.
up the road.
Dutch. It won't be
I'm
long
not
before they find
4
a
hours
guy
away
now,
like at Green Gas.
especially as we ain't
I'm not
exactly
8
helping
hours away
out.
down at
Just
Havant
need a
office or
distraction.
down in London.
Buy us some time.
I am 10 minutes away. I'm literally up the road. So if you need me for
Looks
for a
like
meeting,
Mr.
I will be there.
Cornwall's company
But I'd like to
signed
be
a
based at
railroad
You
Birmingham.
could
contract
also
with the army,
push with
and they're also
like,
moving dynamite
they
down
obviously know
from
about Graham's going to
well,
be leaving, so
the
you
Annisburg
are
mines to
essentially,
San
you've been
Denis to be
covering
sell.
the group, the IT head in our place,
And there's
whereas they've got other
bombs at his
people
oil
who
factory.
are able to cover that in the other place. So you want to
Maybe
be
there's a
around
way
to
to get
help
them off our
at
back
least
and get
sort
the
a
money that we
transition
need.
out.
Mike, you look into this
You're not
dynamite.
far
Take
away, so
Bill,
you
I
can
guess,
always
Arthur.
commute
You
for
go
any
too.
meetings that are
We're
needed.
gonna need
And
a lot
also
of
with
it.
all the homework
And
and
Mike,
everybody doing Zoom
we need
meetings,
to talk. Figure out some
it's even
things.
Of course,
easier
boss.
in
Figure
the
out
current
what?
situation because of the fact that
The
everything that's
plan.
happened has set people up for
I'm getting
remote
out of here.
meetings.
Yeah.
Nothing's changed.
And you'd be
Yes,
happier
There's an old house west of Van Horn.
being able to
Meet
stay
me
with
there when you can, Blacklung.
Let's split up. We'll meet
kind
up
of
back at camp.
your current sphere that you've already got and the people around you. You're not. Trying to make sure that they're aware that you're not opposed to the idea completely of ever going to Adamson.
I'm not opposed to the idea of going to Adamson. At the end of the day, it's only Eccles, but
Yeah,
um,
give them that little olive branch, but you want to kind of put your foot down and say, look, I do, if possible,
there's
I
no
prefer
space.
to stay.
Well, that's the other thing. Like, there's no space at Adamson.
An entire floor, isn't there?
No, it's filled. BAE are on that now with MPL. MPL BAE are on there.
The third floor?
The third floor is now filled entirely by the Marston Projects BAE people.
I didn't know it got that big. I thought
Yeah.
it was...
No, it's an entire floor. They've filled the entire floor.
It was half the floor before, wasn't it?
It was that. No, it wasn't. It was the.
Was that just a separate BAE
it was,
department?
It was the second floor was BAE, and then for this project they've moved entirely onto the third floor.
Oh, right. I thought it was only half the second floor from I remember.
No, it's the entire second floor. The entire second floor for entirely BAE only projects.
Oh, right. But yeah. So. Oh, it might have been only half of it was lockdown. I remember there was a case of when they did the induction, they showed around and said, look, we can't go in there, but that's BAE, so you need like
Possibly at the
clearance
start,
going.
possibly the first lockdown, but now they test them regularly. They literally you're subject to testing.
No, I meant the
before you enter the room.
induction, as in that
Oh,
was
right. Right.
before COVID. It was, I think it was probably like the top floor in our building. It was probably them ones where you can't go in with anything.
Okay. Yeah, no, they all are subject to routine testing now every week.
Alright.
So Gareth, for example, who has to attend a update meeting every week, he's subject to COVID testing. He has to have a full pucker test every week just to get on the floor. So.
I saw that he set up a job for Graham.
Oh.
MPL. I saw the budget on it. It's like, what the fuck?
He's thrown a right spanner in the works.
Right, milk that.
So he said he wants. Basically, he's come in now and said the timesheet system is not sufficient for us to go live.
Who said that?
Gareth Beck.
Why has he said that? Are they going live with it?
Yeah, I know. He said in future, I'm gonna fucking tell you what the bleeding email said.
We were deciding on the times for the notifications before. We think we've got some time set up, so...
That's fantastic. I'll get them
Hannah said
chimed
she'll
in.
be sending you an email. I was going to say I'll mention it to you tonight, but I thought
No,
I won't say that because then they'll start putting pressure,
no, that's
and
great.
you don't want that.
I'm glad you're
But
all.
yeah, so notifications will be able
So,
to go live.
are you ready? So, I'll start this off. So, Gareth said, Dear all, as a matter of urgency, we need to add a task on each of the Dreadnought job numbers to capture non-chargeable time. Any rework cannot be charged, and subsequently, we will not be paying any PSC workers for any rework. We need to capture this from next week. It must be documented and recorded. Chris, Ingenium needs to be capable to do this also. He then sent a second one saying, just to clarify, we need to capture these hours, but we will not be paying them or charging for them, i.e., they cannot contribute to WIP in PIMS. So Ian sent an email back saying, I'm not sure how this will work, as using our current system, I can't add the hours with the normal timesheet, as this will result in them being paid. Gareth then sent back, it's the new world we live in, I'm afraid, so we need our systems to be capable of handling this. So I sent an email back saying, Hi Gareth, we will need to discuss this further, need to understand approval workflow for non-chargeable time, for example if this is different to the current project list structure, how this will be reported in PIMS, and what we need to change to support this. If this can't be supported by adding additional task numbers / transactions, then this will require further development time to develop outside of our current project management workflow, with non-chargeable time stored in a database elsewhere. Mary then threw in and said, this would have to be handled by the new timesheet system outside payroll, as this requires payment, obviously, and is set up to automatically spread total cost over hours when it pulls through to PIMS. So any hours that are unpaid will need to bypass payroll. It would also need a new task type, i.e. not MAN, SEC or CAE, so that it does not
I'd have
affect
said that, yes.
WIP or SIA. Gareth said, sounds like a plan. We can manage manually in the immediate term, but need automated moving forward. We need to report these hours weekly to BAE also. They want evidence that they are not paying MPL for rework. Mary said, will you need to review contracts with the workers, and what about umbrellas? I'm guessing the contracts assume that all hours worked are paid. So Gareth said, limited company contracts have always had rework clause in them. We are now simply enforcing or documenting. Staff, PAYE or umbrella, will be paid for rework but can't charge BAE. So then, hi all. This is from Gareth later in the day. Hi all. Apologies if my emails earlier came across a little flippant, because he got quite arsey. Some emails I've not mentioned there, he got very arsey. It wasn't intended that way. I was on a conference call at the time and simply wanted to capture my thoughts before I forgot them. Other thoughts I have on Ingenium are ability to store third-party SDSs where MPL are not the end user. So I've already got that covered with S-Checker integration with Ingenium. Non-overtime paid workers booking actual hours worked, so they can be charged to client, but only be paid standard hours. So that's fine.
We've mentioned that before,
Yep.
but that was a pain.
Yeah, it can be put in. I've just not factored for it at this point.
And the problem is that would then default to the person has to fill in their timesheet correctly, because otherwise, if they don't fill it in correctly, they could end up being paid when they shouldn't be being paid.
Correct, and that's the issue. So I need to understand how that will look, because we need to make that explicitly clear. PI insurance check before payment allowed. So anyone who is subject to PI insurance cannot post a timesheet if they haven't posted PI insurance to their profile. So I've already covered that. Multiple contracts or framework for outside IR35 PSE workers. So I've factored for multiple contracts. Framework agreements I haven't though. That's one thing I haven't sorted, but that can come in time. Email distribution list management. So that always, thanks to the project list system, we can already run a report on everyone who is a member of a project list, or anyone who is a member of Ingenium, or anyone who's a member of a particular company, division, department, or now team because of the project list system. So
Okay.
that's fine. Non-chargeable, non-payable hours.
Okay.
Non-chargeable but payable hours.
Right.
Which I thought they're one and the same. Oh no, they fuck. No, so staff, classic example, non-chargeable but payable. Right, okay, so that's fine. Suspension notices, which prevents if a person has a suspension notice assigned to their profile, it prevents timesheet submission and payment of hours post
Post-submission.
suspension. Yeah.
An end date would do that.
And then subsequently a resumption notice, which removes the blocker above.
Oh, so essentially, rather than that, we need that.
Yeah.
That'd be locking down their account.
Correct. Yeah. So this is what I normally would characterise as a finisher. So you would have a start and a finish date for a contract, but now what Gareth wants to introduce is a suspension notice to an active contract, not finishing the person, they stay on file, and then they return 9 months later with a resumption notice which reactivates their profile. So that's the only issue I have with this.
Because a lot of our overheads are done based on manning levels, so that would artificially inflate manning levels if they didn't keep an eye on it.
Correct. So that was the big thing that I fired across to Gareth was you will be artificially inflating, not in them words. I just said that you'd be inflating the manning levels. This could screw up the numbers, especially when it comes to how Mary
he's
splits.
the only one really using it, so he's going to get a bigger whack of the overheads.
Well, exactly. So exactly, and when it comes to DI cos, they're going to all the divisions are going to suffer because they've got people on their books that aren't actually working for them, but they're paying for them. So there'll be a detrimental factor. So, but my assumption is he's put that in for obviously an evident reason, probably to skirt the DI cos distribution. Anyway, Sophie
The
then
better
came
option
in.
would be if for 9 months is to finish them and reset them up, because to be honest, after 9 months, if I came back and got offered, you're going to want differences in your contract after 9 months, or like a pay difference or something like that will have changed.
Well, my sort of thing is, well, if you've got a GDPR sign off and you said to them, right, look, you join the company, do you agree to us keeping your details for the next 18 months or 2 years, just in case you come back? Everyone will say, yes, okay, I agree to that. So when they come back, we just set them up, onboard them with the relevant contract information and say, look, this is what we've got from the last time you were engaged with us. This is the information we have.
Just
Everything beyond
a
that.
copy, essentially a new account, but as far as they're aware,
Well, no, it's a new
whenever
contract.
we're setting it up,
Previous
that's what I mean.
account,
It'd
but
be a new
same
contract, but
contract. Yeah.
we've got the same details.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because we just copy and paste it from the old profile. But they'd have a brand new account. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
So Sophie's recommended that Gareth join the Ingenium meeting now. She said, I do not think the non-chargeable hours record will be in place for next week, which is right.
No.
There's no way that non-chargeable, and I purposely left it out because there's a whole back office element to this. Regarding Mary's point on having a different skill type, I'm not sure who sets this up. So I think I can just add the skill type. There's a dictionary setting in PIMS 1 that just adds skill type, so I can do that.
All you would have to do is make sure that when we finally get set up the automated import from Ingenium into Beacon, that you tell it exclude this task type specifically.
Yes, yeah, exactly, yeah, exactly.
And you're also going to have to make sure that the problem that you're going to have is if people
No,
I
need the task type in there.
No, what I mean is you don't want to import it over to Beacon because
Beacon
system has the time.
Right,
all right, no.
Jeremiah, the The task type needs to be in there just with zero cost
Is
rate.
it 'cause I just come on, Mark? That's shite for you.
He wants to play Dead by Daylight with you.
Aye, I know. I know you're big geek.
Okay, boy.
Gay. Aye. What's that? Shagging McLean for 2 days solid. Him and Clooney are having a sex marathon together. Him, McLean and Marty. He's going to watch WrestleMania. One of
They're
his
gonna do some
wrestling
naked
events.
wrestling.
Yay!
Okay then.
Need something to take all the energy out of you, Mark.
7 gram of hypno. So Clooney doesn't know.
Ah, there he is. Old Black Lung Morgan.
Shut up.
Was you followed?
Excuse me?
Was
Mark,
you
the guy who you-
followed?
You know who you're talking to.
I ain't sure. I ain't sure about much no more. All I know is there's law whenever...
Yeah, no. I heard that.
How would you date to win the McGee's Donut Wall? Alright, aye, so you do. Aye. Whoever can say the most for a category. Aye. Nah, no worries, mate, but I'll see you tomorrow.
Cheerio.
Bye.
Bye.
Gee, I would probably have kept that. The Hillbilly one. I think the Hillbilly one was alright.
Go on,
What
Dave.
happened to your PlayStation, Chris? Did it kick you off?
I have no idea what the fuck happened then. Dave, come on.
Well, I'm happy to play together.
Come on. Come on. Yeah, good boy.
I'm shattered, Chris. It's all that
Hey.
walking.
No, he's let's go out for a jolly in the garden. What can I say?
Poppy does that, and then she sits and scratches her ass on the concrete.
You did too.
Yeah. The house finds anyway with the Mancunians.
Aye, not bad. Glad it's weekend.
Yeah, me too. You did much this weekend, Phil?
Not really.
Go on, Dave.
Thought
I'm
I'd
back.
seen my dad on Sunday.
Oh, Christ.
Not seen him. I think I saw him at Christmas. Then before that, you're talking like June.
Alright.
I used to go see him every 2 weeks, so it's been a while since seen him. He's like, oh yeah, bring your new girlfriend. I don't have a new girlfriend. You never knew.
Take it easy, cowboy. You're gonna do yourself a mischief where you're heading.
Micah, shut it!
He started it.
Good enough.
Dutch says we is to go on with
How's things
plans
with
to
you,
create
Chris?
a diversion.
Oh,
Gotta
not
get
bad.
some
We
explosives to blow up the bridge.
we can venture
The
out a bit
army
further
outta
now,
here a few
so
days, I figured.
we don't have to just stay local. So we buggered off to Formby Beach today. Took the dog,
Alright, nice.
and no, we're good. We've spent this week. We've gone to sort of a couple of National Trust sites now that we're allowed. So it's good to get out. It's a bit weird though, being around people and what have you. A lot of people.
Yeah.
But no, it's been alright. It's been good. So, but back in work on Monday. Kids are off for another week though.
You're the
Real
same. Well,
bad
Jade's
idea.
finished
I
up
don't
today
think
for a
Dutch
week.
cares too
So
much
Oh,
Jade's
yeah.
off
what you
next
think.
week.
That's
Oh,
clear.
excellent.
We gotta confuse him one last time. Then
I'm
he and I
working.
will head to Blackwater, collect the money,
Yeah,
and
way.
help everyone leave. He's got a
I was
boat
off
lined
last
up.
Friday, Monday.
Blackwater's a fool's
Mm.
errand.
With the
Everyone knows
Easter
it.
weekend.
Even a greedy moron like you.
It's Dutch's choice, Arthur.
But
You're just a
I
senior
work for the
gun,
local
same as
council
the
now,
rest
so
of us.
Oh,
every
right.
day's a
Only
holiday.
you ain't well.
I'm fine.
Then you'll do Dutch's bidding, which is robbing a
We've
store.
started doing the lateral flow tests, getting them from the ordering them online and doing them twice
Right,
a
yeah.
week, which is
How are they, alright?
all right. To be honest with you, it's put my mind at ease in terms of getting the test done. First one was a bit rough, but subsequently it's been absolutely fine. And I think sort of moving forward, I think that's how we're all going to have to sort of live moving forward. Is sort of having
Yeah.
some sort of test at home and having on record that we've got, because obviously when you do the test at home, even if it's a negative, you have to report it in that you've done this test and this is your postcode and this is where your kids go to school and this is the result that you got. So, but it's been alright. It's been good. It's put sort of all our mind at ease in terms of taking the test, and because it wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it would be. So yeah, it's been good.
Yeah, good stuff.
Age that's coming
How's the
from
family?
Annesburg, full
Everybody
of
good?
Yeah, everyone good. Yeah, we we have my mum out with us for 3 days of this week to these National Trust sites. So we went out with her and Emily, and
Alright, yeah.
just went on loads of big long walks. So that was really good. Good to see them and say hello and not have to just do a doorstep job. But you know, you could go out for a walk with them, so that was good. Good catch up. Obviously can go in gardens now, so the weather's been fairly decent. So we had James's birthday like last week before, so went round to the house and stood in the garden, which again was really weird. But yeah, it's you know, got that sort of feeling of getting back to normal a little bit, so all's good. Bit of normality back to how things are. Just waiting on Phil now returning to work, and then we will know all's back to normal then. Instead of sitting in
I've
his
been
room.
going into work at least once a week.
Yeah, alright. Big fanny. How's things with you though, Scott?
Aye, okay.
Yeah?
Aye, we're alright, mate. Just plodding along.
Oh, good.
explosives.
We're just booting into a game, so we
All we
probably
seem to
won't
ever do
speak
is
for the
rob a
next
station.
3 or 4 minutes.
Not
We'll be
me. You
concentrating.
two. I
Yeah,
got
no
my
problem.
own planning to do. You boys got this. Shit. Guess we have.
But
Come
I
on,
know we're
Arthur.
good,
And
mate.
Cowpoke. Take it easy. You could do with a vacation.
Not like this, Matt.
I do quite like this map. I think there's quite a lot of
All
places to
right,
hide.
let's go.
Let's go, boy.
Is there a Jenny on the boat?
Aye.
Marcus
I
says
think you
we
get a
should
trophy
jump
for
it
doing the
as soon
journey in
as
the
it
boat as
comes
well.
through Van Horn.
If you can do the
So you're
journey and
taking
escape.
orders from him now? I'm taking orders from Dutch, same as
Oh
always.
shit, he's here, he hit me.
Pair of them are becoming unhinged.
So yeah, Chris was saying
You
about
hear about Dutch killing Cornwall?
thing. If you
Hey,
set up
hold
another
up a
task
sec.
and just told it whenever you're
Take her
doing
tit for
beacon
tat. Over
update,
there.
don't drag any hours that equal from tasks where the task type equals that one, then you shouldn't have the problem. And then your thing just needs to pick up if there's any hours on that, it shows up in your separate little area, possibly.
Yeah, this
Tell
is
me
it.
if he needs me to come get you.
So
That would be one
they
way to
want
do it
they
without
want
having a massive change.
they want this. Well, this is it though. It is going to be a massive change
I'm
because
alright for a while.
you
No,
can't
somebody's coming, I'm okay.
use PIMS 2 because I can't make that change on PIMS 2.
No, it would have to be a PIMS 3 change.
Correct. So obviously, by the
Oh,
sheer nature of it,
fuck.
it's a complete overhaul.
Oh shit!
That's the problem. Do you know what I mean?
But if you set it, because your
That's why I
system
didn't
in
do it.
PIMS 3
That's the
that's
whole.
going to run,
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. It's something I can put in, but the whole reason I've not done non-chargeable is because logically, within the current system we've got, won't work, and it won't display correctly. Won't work whatsoever. So that's the whole reason it's been left out. It's been omitted previously is because it just won't work. It'll fuck
You
all
can
the
hear
numbers
yourself
up.
up now, Jed.
yeah, it will.
So
Um,
that's the line. We're at that line now. We can jump. You know, we can go over the line and start the process at PIMS 3. You will not see those results until PIMS 3 is developed, and
well, yeah, I know.
that's the problem.
Yeah. But for when PIMS 3 does come, because your new system, did you say for the hours that are on Ingenium but not on PIMS, it'd be a case of it would show them in a separate column?
Well,
Kind of. Of hours to
yeah,
come.
yeah, pre-approved whip.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, no, prepaid whip. Yeah, I can show that in a separate column because I will just pull in all the columns from the usual system and I will add a column from my system which puts that information in. So yes, I can put in non-chargeable. That's absolutely fine. But
Right beside me.
the issue is how that looks because it won't look anything like PIMS 2 does at the moment.
Still beside you, Jed.
Well,
Aye.
you were always going to have the
No, I
extra
can't
columns
hear him.
anyway because that's what they wanted.
Yeah,
So
exactly. Yeah.
it's not going to
Oh
look
shit,
the
you're chasing me.
same,
I know.
but it looks similar enough because all it is extra columns. It's not like you're getting rid of all the old columns. You're just adding more. And I say if they're never approved for payment properly, which is I'm guessing how you would track from Ingenium, you would say the status on this is sent for payment, sorted, all that, and then you'd add up all them hours with the cost rates, whatever, from the accounts database, dump that in.
Well, it's like Gareth has said non-chargeable tasks for Dreadnought on the timesheet
No,
system,
them people aren't even trying.
or non-chargeable hours on tasks. What about the
Hmm.
contractors? What do you mean they've got non-chargeable hours? All 24/7
coming down.
are chargeable hours.
Yeah, the problem that they're gonna have is you're gonna rely on the people saying, yeah, I'm working on rework and I know I'm not gonna be paid for it, rather than just saying I'm doing work for the company
Yeah, it's
that
cross
I get
shit.
paid for.
In my
$200
mind,
coming a minute.
a rework would be a separate project. Or a separate task, maybe a separate task. I don't know how you
Well,
guys
yeah,
structure
you'd
things,
put it
but
as a
a
separate
rework,
task.
right? So you'd have the parent project, which had the shit on.
My finger's killing me.
Things went tits up, and so what do you do normally for reworks now?
Can't mug it log life.
We don't do anything with it. We just
Another
leave
hill
it
to
on
come.
there as a cost, and we have to absorb it.
Hold on, Jed.
You see, this is
Or we
exposing
expect
massive
them to
issues.
do it and not include it on the
God.
timesheets.
Oh, thank God.
Oh,
This is what I said to him. I said, IR35 is going to blow open any bleeding sort of cheats or
hide, I'll heal you up.
fiddles
I
you've
can do
got
it
in at the
quicker.
moment. And it has. This is a classic example. Anyway, so
And the
Sophie went,
good point is, if there's a rework, whether it's in somebody's contract or not, if somebody came up to me and said, I don't like how you've done this, or whatever, even though you did it how you told me how I told you to do it. It's not right, therefore you have to redo it, and you're not going to get paid for it.
Okay.
I know what
I
I'd
think
say
we're
to that.
clear. Let's head off.
If it's like a
So,
10-minute
what you
fix,
saying?
fine. If you're talking,
Well, that
it's going to
needed to
take
be
a week,
done.
and I don't
Right
get paid
now,
for it, I'd tell you where to go.
breathing down our necks.
Well,
See, I'm starting to
then-
think that
You
you've
get
gone soft, Morgan.
So the bit that got
Oh,
me
the other guy, aye.
was he then followed it up with, finally, happy to support weekly meetings when available, no problem. I would strongly recommend that, if we are developing a tool for the operation teams to use, representatives of each division be involved in its development. Regards, Gareth. So, on Monday, the first thing I'm going to say to him is, right, you little twat. Every single divisional director was invited to these things, and none of you twats have turned up. So, fuck you.
Well, Paul did turn up for a while, and then he's
You on a
like,
boat,
I'm
Jedi?
happy with it, go ham.
Yeah, I'm on a little boat.
So,
There we are. Pace turned
wagon will
up,
be coming
Gareth.
from that way. Down from Annisburg.
I think on them
Don't take
Ingenia
two of
meetings,
us
we need to
to
make sure
stop
that we're brought in because we'll shut him down. We've gotten quite good at shutting them down.
So, I was thinking.
We shut down
you
Sophie,
play
we'll shut
dead.
down Gareth.
And I'll take care of him.
No.
There
I'm
are
the
things
better
that will be
shot,
helpful,
and
but at the minute,
you're
we're
the
already
better
working at our
actor.
limit.
You
We're
play
not
dead, and
waiting
I'll
for
cover you.
longer.
Oh,
I got that.
fuck.
I got that.
Yeah.
I think at this point,
Oh,
Ruth
that's them coming
is
now, I
pretty
think.
much at a point where
It'll be
if
quite the
something's
show.
not implemented soon, she'll say, fuck it.
Mhm. No, I'm getting that. Pressure's certainly mounting now.
But at the
If
minute,
you get
you,
hooked,
you've
you're
done everything you can.
gone.
It's everybody else trying to throw up
If you
roadblocks.
get hooked,
and
you're gone here.
Yeah, I'm well aware, thanks.
It's just a system. I'd have loved that system to be months ago.
Well, fingers crossed, next
Bloody
2
hell,
weeks. Well, it's...
I can see the smoke coming off your controller from here, Jade.
What?
I can see the smoke coming off your controller from here.
I didn't want to die, but still did.
Sorry, Chris, come on.
Chris is set. I think it's the 19th is the hard date for it.
Is it 19th? 16th, isn't it?
Something like that, yeah.
Oh no, it's 16th. We've pushed that all operations are to use solely Ingenium.
Yeah.
I've even done my timesheet. We ever got that problem with the Patterson project?
Yeah, sorted.
That got started.
I got sorted.
Nice
The big one for this week. Yeah. The big issue this week is going to be adding the relevant the office codes. I don't know what you would call them. Downtime codes.
We may as well just have them on our side. That was the entire reason of doing that. Starting to the project.
I need to find out.
It would literally save you having to code something, and it just makes it easier. Because then we can set who can book for what, rather than your system having to try and pick it up automatically.
Come on, we need
Yeah.
to get out of here. All right, let's see
And
if
to be
we
honest,
can
we're
get
going to
this
add
back
code
to camp
a task
without
list
blowing
for somebody
ourselves
then.
up.
Do it.
Nice shooting back there.
There's a lot of stuff we could do, but they're trying to do automated ways around it. It's like, yeah, it'd be nice, but if it takes us an hour between us compared to taking you a week,
Yeah.
and then it takes us like 5 minutes a week if that's okay. Or if we're just doing it as part of normal updating, or whenever somebody gets added. It's going to take a long time for our cost ladder.
Shoot them, Archer, before they blow
heard anything about how Steve's been getting on? That's still a wait for.
I will find out for certain on Monday. Current sort of feedback is he's done very well. He's got in with the relevant people. And he's left the office. Unlike Toby. He's a bit of a hermit. Yeah, he's a bit of a hermit, bless him. But yeah.
You need to take him out, Arthur!
You can't force people to do something they don't want.
No, absolutely not.
He still gets along with people.
My thing is, Toby pays himself regardless of any work he does for my department, so he's, at this point, Steve's my big concern. I just want to make sure he turns out alright. Which, all impressions so far is that he's doing his job very well.
What do you think about the news today, Chris?
About Philip?
Yeah.
I know, fucking love that.
I suppose the DMX died as well.
Wow.
Yes, we got it.
What's wrong, Arthur?
Nothing at all, boss.
John, go drive
Yeah.
this over to
Mum
Bacchus
told me
Bridge.
about when I went
Get it
downstairs, and
hidden
it's like,
near
wait,
there.
what? I've literally
Really
looked
does
at
think
news
he's in
a couple of
charge.
minutes
Go
ago.
on ahead.
What about?
On it.
I need to speak with Arthur.
Your mum and
Good work,
DMX,
son.
tell you, she's got a music
No,
problem.
Prince Philip.
She's into shit music.
What's going on?
Listen,
I only know what DMX
I know
is.
we ain't always seen eye to
Oh, what was it?
eye, and
I'm
Was it
gonna make
Tiger
you
Woods?
lose my mind.
And a
Up
threat.
in here,
and I
up in
like
here.
to annoy you. But
Yeah,
right now,
it was that, and I
need
think it was
better
on
from
Tiger
you,
Woods
Arthur.
PJ for like
like it.
2013
Whatever
or
you
something.
say.
So I used to
I
play
ain't
it
the
all the
bad
time.
guy
It was my
you
favourite
think
song
I
on it.
am, Arthur. But I am a survivor. Stick with me and you'll
Bit
live.
of a weird song to be on a golf
the
game,
bridge
but
is
you know.
probably a two-man job. You should probably go help Marston.
Why don't you?
Like
X
I
gonna
said,
give it to ya,
Dutch and
X
I
gonna
got
give it to
planning
ya.
to do for the train. There's a
I was
big
saying it
picture
wouldn't
here,
surprise me this
Arthur.
rate if
Trust me.
the Queen looks to step down a bit.
We'll
Maybe
see.
pass on.
No, absolutely not.
Hopefully not.
She won't.
Unless she skips the generation and goes straight to William or like him.
No, they won't do that either.
No, I know.
Queen's a lifer.
Arthur.
Oh yeah, but I can only imagine what she's going through. Bloody hell. People think, most people are like, if I lived into my 70s it'd be good. Imagine being married
I
for
got
70 odd years.
up to 40.
Fucking hell.
Nice. You still need to go into the blood red bot
You
with Cliggett
okay, Mr. Morgan?
and make the perks
I don't know,
teachable.
Reverend.
These are
You've not got enough
challenging
money to do it just now.
times for all of us.
Yes, very challenging.
You don't
But
seem
in your blood
yourself
red you'll have an orange
somehow.
triangle.
I've always felt... I've left the morphine,
The
sir.
bottom
All right,
left
Reverend Swanson, would you excuse us a minute?
for self-care. You want to make that teachable.
New York. We are going to go to New York. Now, they have been chasing us south and
Yes.
east and west. We're going to get a boat. We're going to get on a river, and we're going to go north.
New York.
Then Tahiti, the Fiji Islands, or this place, New Guinea, dancing girls, freedom. But first, we have to make a whole lot of smoke, a whole lot of commotion. And then we disappear.
We need more commotion.
1 score and 1 whole hell of a lot of noise.
We ain't so good at doing scores anymore, Dutch.
Are you feeling all right, Arthur?
Sure, I'm fine.
Pardon me for interrupting. Brought a friend, Arthur.
Hello.
Hello.
Dutch. This is Eagle Flies. His father is a great chief. Charles and I, we
Pretended to be mercenaries. Did me a great favor.
Dutch Vanderlyn, how do you do?
Not well, sir.
Well, I am sorry to hear that.
How's your father?
Father has confused wisdom with weakness. His people, my people,
Wooden wheelie
we've
bin
suffered
covers.
too much. Been lied to too much. Now they've taken our
I've never
horses.
seen a wooden wheelie bin
The
cover.
infantry division posted at Fort
What do you mean,
Wallace.
Why?
Colonel Favors is a
Bin
liar
storage.
and a murderer.
Aye.
His people won't
Yeah,
stop
that's exactly
until
it.
we're all
Oh,
dead.
bin storage.
Without
Yeah, I
horses,
can
we
make that
cannot
no bother.
hunt. Without hunting, we will starve. This is another act of war.
I see that.
You men have helped me before.
See, if I'd have
I
not
have
said
money.
anything, you could have just
Put your money
feigned
away,
stupidity. You'd
son.
have gotten away with not building anything.
What do you
Oh no,
think,
they ain't
Charles?
like the bin storage.
You know,
No,
I
I
told
can't
your
make
father I
games
will
in.
not fight over some horses.
No,
Wheelie
I'll-
bin
But
wood,
I made no such
wooden
promise.
wheelie bin cover. No,
Come
don't know what
along.
you're on about. You speaking
We
Greek?
must go with them. Try to stop things from getting out of hand.
I guess.
Fine, Scott, you're the one who's going to get stabbed, not me.
We can get them more horses.
I'm surprised he's lasted this long.
I understand Eagle Flies is angry, but I
The
don't
first
see
thing you
how
might
this
want to
will
make
help
yourself,
anything.
Scott, is some wooden
Especially
arm.
Dutch.
It might help.
Francie.
I'll make a shield.
Coming after us back.
Thank you for this.
You going to let
In
these
fact,
bastards
you're
walk
only
all over
330
you?
miles away.
you're
Don't think
not.
you're safe.
This is all that's wrong with this world. Okay, young man.
It's fine, I also have a car. I could drive in the opposite direction.
I have a man waiting for us there with
That's
some
so
canoes.
catchy.
Surely this can be done without killing anyone.
Good luck, I'm certain I'll break the speed limit if I know my life's in
Anyway,
danger.
son, tell me about this Colonel
It's not
Favor.
gonna help you.
He's a vile man. He and his regiment take pleasure in persecuting us. All the young have been taken from our reservation, shipped off to
I just have to
reform
top
schools.
myself. I know it'd probably be a better
Men, women,
death than if you got hold of
are weak
me.
and sick, but they deliberately withhold medicine and supplies
Less
from us.
torture.
This ends today.
Oh, what
You have
fun's
my
that?
word on that.
For me, a lot more.
Why are you getting involved in this, Dutch?
You know me. We shoot fellers as need shooting. We save fellers as need saving. Feed them as need feeding.
Not this again. It's been quite a while since we helped anyone but ourselves, and even you know that.
I told you. Noise. We need noise, Arthur. Noise. And faith.
I still don't know what that means.
Stop questioning and think. Just think for a second. The Pinkertons have had time to reinforce. The civilized world is closing on us. Who knows what else Molly told them? We need to move towards a conclusion now.
Sure, but what's this got to do with any of that?
Some good, honest conflict between the army and the Indians might be just the distraction we need. Kill two birds with one stone. Cornwall was funding the Pinkertons' assault on us.
I know, I've got some sweeties left. For my birthday.
With Cornwall gone,
Refreshers.
the government is far more likely to divert them from other issues, especially if there's one more scandal.
Dig that stuff, they'll get wet.
Like I said, we just need that noise and one more score. You know, I went back
Neither have I.
for the chest I had hidden
Got
outside
bought.
Shady Bell.
For my
We're
birthday, I got
close,
bought like a
Arthur.
massive hoard
That
of
dynamite,
sweets.
the railroad
Still going through them
contract
now.
with the army, it was all in those papers.
4
Mike
or
found.
5 months later.
I have a plan. You just have to trust me.
No, me
Jim,
neither.
you activated a rift challenge
We have
No,
to
what's the
stick
rift challenge?
together.
on that. It's just like your bonus challenges.
Alone, they'll
You can't
pick
do
us
one
off.
now because we're ready
We
to
wouldn't last
start the
5
game.
minutes out there.
But after
Not
this,
you,
you can.
not
It gets you
me,
extra blood points.
not any of us.
How's Red Dead going, by the way, Chris?
I think I'm nearly finished.
There's Peta.
What, are you nearly dead?
His men, like I
Well,
said,
I haven't
help
played the
us.
first
I
Red
got the
Dead.
canoes.
I wasn't dead
The
in that
boat
one.
is still moored in the channel.
He's got
Yeah, but you also
Let's go.
didn't have TB in that one.
yeah, he's got tuberculosis. He's not doing very well, but yeah. So there we go. I'm going out to Fort Wallace now, which is the fort that you fought with John Marston in the first one. So I think I'm getting close
We need to
to.
get that boat ashore. I think the best plan is to paddle
I'm
up
getting
there
close
silently,
to
board
sort
it.
of the end of it.
And when we got control, we'll deal with that anchor, float away. We'll be ashore before anybody even knows what happened.
Good luck.
Pull up alongside. Quietly.
Dave, you stink.
Try not to kill anyone, Arthur.
Maybe I am.
It's a dress for one.
You mind the horses? I need to smoke.
I'm dressed like one.
Because you're all in black.
Had a sniff of a good hand all night. I'll be prepared in the morning at this rate. Just deal, will ya?
That would explain a lot. We've just found out that Jade's a witch.
Alright.
Take it back, what's all?
That makes sense.
That's how you want to do it?
Burn the witch.
Go find out about those horses down below.
He's the pissing witch.
Deal with that anchor. Sure.
Shit. We're fighting against Leatherface.
Easy or
Di-
hard?
I think he's quite easy to get away with, to be honest. He just swings that chainsaw a bit, but he's not very good with it. I say that as he just fucking chainsaws me.
I don't know where to go.
Yeah, I'm hooked.
Seem to be going pretty fast, Dutch. I'm
Ah,
trying.
he's here.
We're headed to those rocks. Hold on.
You come to me then.
What is wrong with you?
Was he behind me?
Ah, yes.
Boys all right back there?
Yeah, I think so. But there's a huge hole in the boat. Horses are spooked, and we're taking on water.
Come on, let's get him out of here.
There's
Well,
a little
whatever
bit
else
of
is wrong with you, you're quite the best pilot I've ever
These
come
are
across.
the people on come to save me, but
The horses are confused.
I guy
We need to
coming
round
there.
them up. I'll get these four, Arthur. Can you go after the others?
Okay.
I need to heal up when I come save you. Did you nearly escape?
Yeah. They just hung me.
Over here, come on.
I've actually got chest pains from doing that.
See if you can head into the big house in the middle. There's a generator in here that if you fix it and escape, you get a trophy. Let him heal you, it'll go quicker. He's the button, eh? Behind you.
Where about to go?
Inside the house in the middle.
Seems like Uncle Sam likes you fellas even less than he likes us.
So it goes.
In here?
My father doesn't want to fight
Aye, I think so.
Will one of you help me
What
return
one
the
of you?
horses
And-
to my men?
Well, Arthur... Oh, Arthur needs
Don't know,
to
and then
rest.
I'm like upstairs. It will be in there.
I like you, son.
Then if you come
And after the
upstairs, there's a
horses, are we
generator.
gonna wait for the army to come and wreak its revenge?
He's running
I
off a
hope
coin
not.
on
Of
your
course
staircase.
we ain't. Now let's go check out that fort of theirs.
Is this a good idea?
This is the only idea, and it is one that will suit both of our purposes.
Fighting the army ain't wise.
Stop worrying. Oh, and
You have
Sadie
to just run
told me
past the
about
generator.
that. Meet us at Doyle's Tavern in Saint Denis when you can.
Fucking hell.
Ah, fuck, I'm done again.
I'm so Can come get you?
Aye. So, in fact, wait a minute. The other guy should be coming to get me because the other guy's spooked him. It's fine, I'm alright, the guy's coming to save me. Although we need to move quick because...
Are you on your way to get that other guy?
I will do.
Oh.
No. Yes.
That guy's down again.
Not bad, but he's only been done once.
He's coming.
He's coming from this way.
Are you gonna go help?
Aye.
Right, I'll start working on this, Jenny.
You okay there, Chris?
Yep.